In the heart of a quiet suburb, nestled among the rows of pristine homes with well-kept lawns, a chilling secret simmered beneath the surface. What truly lies behind the closed doors of an ordinary marriage? Imagine waking up each day next to someone you trust completely, only to discover they harbor a hidden world of twisted motives. This is not a tale of fiction, but a stark reality for Elizabeth Lawson, whose life was cut short by a sinister revelation. Today, we unravel the knots of deception and betrayal woven into the fabric of her marriage, a story that starts with love and ends in a shocking murder, tied to an illicit internet business run by none other than her husband, Jonathan Lawson. As we delve deep into this dark narrative, prepare to question the true nature of the people closest to you. Stay with us as we explore how a digital empire built on lies led to an irreversible act of betrayal. Every clue we uncover peels back another layer of the mystery, revealing a haunting truth that was hidden in plain sight. Elizabeth Lawson was more than just a name in a newspaper headline. She was a devoted wife, defined by her unwavering kindness and an insatiable curiosity that led her down unexpected paths. Elizabeth was known in her community for her warm smile, always seen with a book in hand, embodying a passion for stories and knowledge. Her keen intellect and inquisitive nature often made her the go-to person for advice among friends and family. Little did they know, these very traits would embroil her in a dark web of secrets. Elizabeth's life with Jonathan appeared like a picture-perfect story at first glance, but beneath this facade lay her growing unease and the stirrings of suspicion. Inspired by a deep sense of justice and an unyielding desire to seek truth, Elizabeth began to notice peculiarities that others might overlook, subtle inconsistencies that hinted at a larger, more ominous narrative. Her discoveries were not merely accidental, but the result of a persistent quest for understanding. She connected dots that seemed disparate to others, piecing together a puzzle formed from fragments of emails, unusual web history, and whispered conversations that never added up. As Elizabeth's investigation deepened, her bravery in confronting the unsettling truths was matched only by the scale of the darkness she uncovered. Her journey from a loving wife to the central figure of this mystery was marked by her courage and unfaltering pursuit of the truth. Through her eyes, we glimpse the uncompromising courage it takes to illuminate shadows, even as those shadows encroach upon one's own life. Elizabeth's story, thus, serves as a poignant reminder of the power and peril of curiosity, a life dedicated to seeking truth, and the lengths one might go to protect those truths, regardless of the risk. Jonathan Lawson appeared to everyone around him as the quintessential success story. With charm that could win over anyone in a room, he had built a thriving business that many admired. To the outside world, he was the embodiment of professional accomplishment, a man who seemed to have it all. Yet, beneath this polished exterior lay a mind shrouded in darker ambitions. Jonathan's rise to success was not solely due to hard work and ingenuity. Hidden beneath layers of respectability was a clandestine operation that he conducted with meticulous precision. This was not merely a side venture, but a sinister internet business that fueled his true aspirations. The allure of wealth and power drove him to operate in shadows, where legality was but a trivial concern. Jonathan was motivated by a desire for control and a boundless thirst for more, an ambition that knew no ethical boundaries. He navigated the murky waters of the digital underworld with ease, employing deceit and manipulation to maintain his empire's secrecy. The risk was enormous, yet the rewards were irresistible. Jonathan found himself entangled in a web of his own making, always balancing on a knife's edge to protect his hidden world. The lengths to which he would go to safeguard his secrets knew no limits. He was prepared to deceive those closest to him, including Elizabeth, whom he once claimed to cherish. This duplicity was a silent foundation that underpinned their marriage, always threatening to collapse under the weight of its own deceit. As we peel back the layers of Jonathan's story, the facade of a loving husband and successful businessman crumbles, revealing the unsettling truth of a man whose life was dictated by the shadows he himself cast. It is within these revelations that the true nature of his character is exposed, the lengths of his deceptions laid bare, and the chilling consequences of a life lived in duplicity unravel. The setting for this tragic tale is a quiet suburb, a place where everything seems serene and predictable. Picture a neighborhood lined with charming houses, each with its own neat garden, where children play on tree-shaded streets and neighbors exchange warm smiles over morning coffee. The air is filled with the scent of blooming flowers from well-tended gardens, and the gentle hum of lawnmowers adds to the soundtrack of suburban bliss. It's a picturesque scene right out of a storybook, where the idea of crime feels as distant as a far-off storm. In this peaceful enclave, the Lawsons' home stands out, not for its grandeur, but for its inviting nature. The white picket fence and welcoming front porch make it a symbol of what many believe epitomizes a perfect family life. Yet behind these walls, a reality much darker simmered, waiting to unravel. Just down the street, a small coffee shop buzzes with early morning chatter, a beloved spot where Elizabeth would often be found, sipping her favorite brew while lost in a book. The local park, with its winding paths and tranquil ponds, served as a retreat for joggers and families alike, a sanctuary of calm. Here, Elizabeth found solace during her afternoon walks, a momentary escape from the growing tension at home. These everyday locations paint a picture of normalcy, setting a stark contrast to the sinister undercurrents that would soon disrupt this community's peace. As Elizabeth's story unfolds amidst these familiar backdrops, the jarring juxtaposition between the suburb's tranquility and the dark truths buried beneath becomes all the more unsettling. The contrast serves to amplify the shock and disbelief that gripped the neighborhood as the chilling events came to light, leaving an indelible mark on a place once defined by its peaceful allure. The crime unfolds on a seemingly ordinary day, shattering the calm of the quiet suburb. News of Elizabeth Lawson's murder spreads like wildfire, sending shockwaves through a community unaccustomed to such grim realities. Neighbors who once exchanged casual greetings now find themselves gripped by fear and suspicion, their serene world irrevocably altered. Elizabeth's lifeless body is discovered in the very home that once symbolized warmth and safety. The circumstances surrounding her death are anything but straightforward, leaving more questions than answers. Initial reports reveal a scene that confounds investigators. Unexplained marks cover her arms, as if in a desperate struggle against an unseen force. Furniture is inexplicably toppled, and yet a peculiar sense of order remains, leaving onlookers puzzled. Among the disarray, certain items are conspicuously missing, notably Elizabeth's personal laptop and a diary she cherished, both vital pieces in understanding her final days. These missing elements hint at a motive beyond a simple act of violence, suggesting Elizabeth's discoveries may have been too dangerous for her own safety. As detectives piece together the fragments of this chilling puzzle, the community grapples with the dual realities of mourning a beloved member and confronting an ominous undercurrent of deceit. The truth lies somewhere in the shadows, waiting to be unearthed as the facade of normalcy crumbles and the dark secrets of the Lawson household begin to emerge. The sinister internet business, operated by Jonathan Lawson, was an intricate web of deceit, skillfully hidden beneath the veneer of a legitimate enterprise. On the surface, it appeared as a successful digital marketing firm, complete with a polished website and professional client interactions. However, beneath this respectable exterior lay a clandestine operation dealing in illicit online activities. Jonathan skillfully navigated the digital black market, engaging in the sale of stolen identities and confidential information. His expertise in technology allowed him to create sophisticated algorithms capable of infiltrating secure systems, extracting valuable data, and selling it to the highest bidder. This operation was not merely a side project. It was the primary engine driving his financial success, fueled by an insatiable greed and a willingness to cross ethical lines. The dangers involved in such a business were immense, not only for those whose information was compromised, but also for Jonathan himself, constantly living on the edge of exposure. It required a tightrope walk of secrecy, deception, and constant vigilance against digital sleuths who could dismantle his empire with a single discovery. Elizabeth's accidental uncovering of these operations presented a critical turning point. Her findings, encoded within the diary and laptop now missing, included incriminating emails and transaction records that pieced together Jonathan's shadowy dealings. These revelations became crucial evidence in unraveling the mystery surrounding her tragic death. As investigators delved into Jonathan's digital records, the facade of a successful entrepreneur crumbled. The true nature of his business was exposed, revealing a chilling portrait of a man whose drive for success knew no bounds, even at the cost of his wife's life. This clandestine operation not only sealed Elizabeth's fate, but also became the key that unlocked the full extent of the dark truths surrounding the Lawson household. The initial investigation was spearheaded by Detective Mark Simmons, a veteran officer known for his unyielding determination to seek justice. Arriving at the scene, Simmons was immediately struck by the complexity of the case before him. He was no stranger to challenging mysteries, yet this one carried an air of intrigue that would test even his seasoned skills. The clues left behind were maddeningly sparse, a tangled web that seemed almost designed to mislead. It was a puzzle with pieces scattered across both the physical and virtual realms. Simmons quickly realized that uncovering the truth would require delving into the digital shadows left by Jonathan's hidden operations. As he meticulously sifted through Elizabeth's personal items, an unfamiliar world of encrypted emails and cryptic messages began to emerge. These digital breadcrumbs led Simmons deeper into an intricate conspiracy that extended far beyond a simple domestic dispute. Among these trails, he discovered coded transactions and anonymous communications that hinted at a broader network of illicit activities. It was as if each clue he uncovered merely opened another door into a labyrinthine plot. The deeper Simmons and his team dug, the more they became entangled in a web that connected seemingly unrelated events, each thread pulling them toward a darker truth. Supporting him in this pursuit were a few trusted colleagues. Officer Sarah Daniels, a sharp-eyed investigator with a knack for deciphering digital dialects, became his main ally in navigating these high-tech leads. Alongside her was forensic analyst Jake Turner, whose ability to extract hidden data from devices became invaluable. Together, they pieced together a timeline of deceit, gradually unraveling the layers of Jonathan's sinister enterprise. Every new piece of information brought them closer to understanding the motive behind Elizabeth's tragic end and the full scope of the conspiracy. Yet with each revelation came the stark realization of the dangers they faced, knowing that those behind the shadows were prepared to protect their secrets at any cost. As the investigation progressed, their resolve only strengthened, driven by the desire to bring justice to Elizabeth Lawson and expose the darkness that had long operated unchecked. The mysterious correspondences began innocently enough, subtle notes that Elizabeth initially dismissed as oddities. Yet, as she delved deeper, these cryptic exchanges formed a tapestry of intrigue too compelling to ignore. It began with emails marked with unfamiliar senders, their subjects benign, but their content layered with ambiguity. Phrases that seemed innocent at first glance revealed discrepancies upon closer examination, as if each line held a secret waiting to be uncovered. Elizabeth's curiosity, ever her guiding light, sparked into a flame as she scrutinized these digital dialogues. She noticed patterns within the words, a hidden language of sorts that painted a picture of Jonathan's shadowy dealings. Each message was a breadcrumb, leading her through a dark forest of deception. She found herself piecing together these fragments like a detective, assembling a mosaic of truth. One email, in particular, caught her attention, a seemingly routine exchange about software. Yet the jargon used was curiously out of place for a simple marketing firm. With each revelation, Elizabeth felt the world she knew unraveling, replaced by a sinister narrative woven from lies. As she followed this trail, she discovered encrypted files nestled within the messages, their contents shielded by layers of digital locks. Fueled by determination, she taught herself the basics of decryption, peeling back the layers to reveal codes and clandestine transactions that foretold of a business far from legitimate. These correspondences, once dismissed as trivial, had become a roadmap to Jonathan's hidden empire, a digital fortress teeming with illicit activity. Elizabeth's pursuit of truth brought her ever closer to the heart of the mystery, a truth so dangerous it compelled those in shadows to silence her. Yet, despite the looming peril, she continued a quest, driven by an unwavering conviction to expose the darkness that had infiltrated her life. Unbeknownst to her, every step she took toward unraveling this web brought her nearer to her tragic fate. Her bravery in seeking justice stood as a testament to her character, even as the very revelations she uncovered sealed her doom. The investigation faced numerous setbacks as a tangled web of misleading clues and false leads continually muddled the path to truth. The first significant red herring emerged in the form of a disgruntled business partner, a man who had parted ways with Jonathan under acrimonious circumstances. His resentment was palpable, a long-standing grudge that seemed to mark him as a prime suspect. Investigators were initially convinced that this could be the source of the sinister activities surrounding Elizabeth's murder. His alibi, however, was ironclad, turning the spotlight away from personal vendetta. Next emerged a mysterious online client whose interactions with Jonathan were shrouded in secrecy. This figure, known only by a cryptic username, left behind a trail of encrypted communications and anonymous transactions. The connection pointed to potential motives of financial gain or blackmail, enticing detectives down a rabbit hole of cyber investigations. Yet, as they decrypted these digital exchanges, they found only elaborate diversions and dead ends. Each suspect appeared to fit into the larger narrative, painting a picture of complex conspiracies interwoven with the Lawsons' lives. Yet, as intriguing as these leads were, they ultimately crumbled under scrutiny, revealing nothing but distractions. The detectives' pursuit of these shadows demonstrated the layers of deception that Jonathan had intricately woven, creating a milieu where truth remained elusive. Each false lead served only to strengthen the resolve of Detective Simmons and his team, reminding them that beneath the surface chaos lay a calculated scheme driven by a mastermind well-versed in the art of misdirection. It was a relentless chase through a labyrinth of Jonathan's own design, each red herring serving as another testament to his cunning and the desperate measures taken by those involved to shield a truth so dangerous it cost Elizabeth her life. As these false trails were methodically unraveled, the focus tightened on uncovering the real perpetrators behind the facade, bringing the investigation one step closer to unraveling the full scope of Jonathan's sinister enterprise. The community's reaction to Elizabeth's murder was a palpable shift from routine tranquility to pervasive unease. Neighbors who once exchanged pleasantries now found themselves whispering in hushed tones, casting wary glances towards the Lawson household. The shocking revelation of Elizabeth's death and the sinister internet business operated by Jonathan sent ripples of fear through this once peaceful suburb, transforming it from a sanctuary into a place of suspicion. Friends who had shared countless cups of coffee with Elizabeth spoke of her warmth and generosity, unable to reconcile her tragic end with the person they knew. Statements from close neighbors painted a picture of disbelief and horror at the facade that had concealed such darkness. One neighbor recalled Elizabeth's infectious laughter during neighborhood gatherings, a sound now hauntingly absent. The public outcry was amplified by interviews with community members who expressed their shock at how easily appearances had deceived them. Many struggled to grasp how such a sinister operation thrived unnoticed within their midst, prompting profound introspection and discussions about trust and vigilance. The sentiment was echoed by a longtime resident who remarked how the incident had shattered their perception of safety, compelling them to question the true nature of those they had considered friends. As the chilling details of Jonathan's enterprise emerged, the community's collective fear grew, alongside a deep sense of betrayal. Conversations often turned to the digital world's hidden dangers and the vulnerabilities faced within tightly knit communities. This incident became a cautionary tale, a reminder of the fragile veneer of normalcy and the hidden complexities lurking beneath. The once idyllic suburb found itself grappling with a new reality, a heightened awareness that even the most familiar faces can conceal the darkest secrets. Amidst the sorrow and confusion, a resolve to rebuild trust emerged as the community sought to honor Elizabeth's memory by fostering a deeper connection and vigilance in their shared spaces. Elizabeth's last stand began with a quiet resolve, a decision that weighed heavily on her heart, yet was driven by an unwavering sense of right and wrong. As she pieced together the threads of Jonathan's deceit, her determination grew, fueled by the knowledge that the truth must prevail. Her mind was a whirl of calculations and possibilities. Should she confront him directly, or collect more evidence to ensure justice was served? Elizabeth chose the latter, knowing that tangible proof was her strongest ally. Each day, she quietly gathered documents and copied emails, all the while maintaining an outward facade of normalcy. To the casual observer, her routine remained unchanged: trips to the local coffee shop, afternoon walks in the park. But beneath this calm exterior, Elizabeth was a woman preparing for battle. She reached out cautiously to a trusted confidant, a journalist who had previously delved into stories of corporate corruption, hinting at the explosive story she had uncovered. Yet every step she took was shadowed by an increasing awareness of the danger that lurked just out of sight. She sensed the invisible eyes watching her, the subtle shifts in Jonathan's demeanor hinting that he was not entirely in the dark about her intentions. Despite this, Elizabeth pressed on, propelled by a courage that refused to yield to intimidation. Her moments of doubt were fleeting, overshadowed by the knowledge that she was fighting for something far greater than herself. It was a pursuit of justice for all those unknowingly entangled in Jonathan's web, a desire to protect the innocent from his reach. As Elizabeth's preparations culminated, she knew the time had come for a confrontation. She steeled herself to face Jonathan, armed not only with her findings, but with the indomitable spirit of someone who believed in the power of truth. Despite the inherent risks, Elizabeth's bravery shone through, a beacon challenging the shadows. Little did she know, these final courageous choices would mark the end of a journey, her bravery solidifying her legacy, even as she unwittingly stepped towards her tragic fate. The plot twist unveiled itself in a way no one could have anticipated, unraveling Jonathan Lawson's meticulously constructed world of deceit. The day began like any other, with neighbors engaged in mundane routines, unaware that the quiet suburb was on the brink of a revelation that would alter its landscape forever. As the evening sun dipped beneath the horizon, its fading light mirrored the impending collapse of Jonathan's façade. Elizabeth, armed with her carefully gathered evidence, approached their home with a determination simmering beneath her calm exterior. It was here that Jonathan's carefully spun web of lies began to unthread. In the living room that had once been a sanctuary of shared moments, Elizabeth confronted Jonathan with a composed resolve. Her hands trembled slightly, clutching the envelope that held the key to his downfall. The air between them crackled with tension as she laid it on the table, watching his expression shift from feigned ignorance to deep unease. Each piece of evidence she presented was a hammer blow to his constructed narrative. The incriminating emails, financial records, and encrypted messages she had painstakingly pieced together left no room for denial. Jonathan's attempts to dismiss her findings as misunderstandings crumbled with every revelation. In that moment, the charming entrepreneur who had beguiled so many was laid bare, exposed as the architect of a sinister empire built on lies and betrayal. His facade of control dissipated, leaving raw panic in its place. Desperation edged his voice as he tried to reclaim the upper hand, but Elizabeth's courage held firm, unwavering in her pursuit of justice. As the confrontation escalated, the walls of their home seemed to close in, echoing the truth of his deceit. Finally, faced with the insurmountable mountain of evidence, Jonathan's resolve shattered. His confession spilled forth in a torrent of words, a desperate attempt to shield himself from the inevitable repercussions. Yet, even amidst his admissions, Traces of his manipulative nature lingered as he tried to downplay the consequences of his actions. The unraveling of Jonathan Lawson was not simply a personal tragedy, but a communal reckoning. As authorities arrived, alerted by Elizabeth's confidant, who had been standing by with the conclusive proof, Jonathan's world crumbled into dust. The community that once admired him now stood aghast, witnessing the true nature of a man who had hidden in plain sight. With the twist revealed, the story transitioned from domestic deceit to a cautionary tale of hubris and the inexorable pursuit of truth. In the end, Elizabeth's bravery illuminated the shadows, proving that even the most intricate of lies cannot withstand the relentless light of justice. As Jonathan was led away, the suburb exhaled collectively, beginning the slow process of healing from the dark chapter that had entwined their lives. Jonathan's capture marked the end of his reign of deceit, and Elizabeth's legacy as a seeker of truth was forever enshrined in the community's memory, a beacon of courage and resilience in the face of overwhelming darkness. The arrest of Jonathan Lawson sent shockwaves far beyond the quiet suburb that had unwittingly harbored his machinations. The ensuing trial became a focal point of public interest, drawing intense scrutiny from media outlets and legal professionals alike. As the courtroom drama unfolded, a narrative of betrayal and greed emerged, capturing the collective imagination and serving as a sobering reminder of the hidden perils that can lurk in seemingly ordinary lives. The prosecution meticulously presented the mountain of evidence uncovered by Elizabeth's brave endeavors, painting a stark picture of Jonathan's web of deceit. His defense, weakened by the overwhelming proof of his guilt, struggled to mitigate the repercussions of his actions. The trial not only dissected the events leading to Elizabeth's tragic demise, but also illuminated the broader implications of such clandestine operations. As testimonies were heard, including heart-wrenching accounts from those unknowingly ensnared in Jonathan's illegal activities, a clear message resonated. The digital realm, while brimming with potential, holds dangers that can infiltrate even the most unsuspecting lives. The verdict, guilty on all counts, was a decisive affirmation of justice, offering a modicum of closure to a community grappling with the dual burdens of loss and betrayal. The case set a significant precedent within the legal system, underscoring the necessity of evolving laws to address the complexities of technological crimes. It prompted lawmakers and enforcement agencies to reevaluate protocols, ensuring that justice keeps pace with the rapid advancements in digital technology. The implications of this case echoed throughout legal circles, serving as a catalyst for reform and a call to vigilance against the multifaceted threats posed by the digital world. In the aftermath of the trial, the community began the slow process of healing, buoyed by the knowledge that Elizabeth's courage had brought a dangerous truth to light, forever altering their understanding of trust and secrecy in the modern age. Her legacy not only reshaped their lives, but also fortified their resolve to safeguard against such hidden threats, fostering a renewed commitment to vigilance in an increasingly interconnected world. Exploring the themes of deception and betrayal woven throughout this chilling narrative reveals a profound examination of human nature. These themes are not just threads, but the very fabric that binds the unsettling events of Elizabeth and Jonathan Lawson's story. In personal relationships, deception often thrives in the shadows of trust. Jonathan's elaborate façade exemplifies how easily the lines between love and treachery can blur. His betrayal was not a singular act, but a series of calculated maneuvers, each one a betrayal of the marriage vows that were meant to bind them. This duplicity serves as a stark reminder of the vulnerability inherent in personal bonds. Trust, once broken, cannot simply be mended, and the emotional aftermath can ripple through entire communities, as seen in the suburb once defined by its tranquility. On a broader scale, the narrative reflects the complexities of deception in the digital age, where lines are increasingly blurred between reality and illusion. Jonathan's sinister internet operations underscore the potential for technology to become a double-edged sword. While it offers unprecedented opportunities for connection and innovation, it also provides a fertile ground for those with nefarious intentions to exploit. This duality is central to the moral dilemmas faced by many in our connected world. The anonymity and reach of the internet can embolden deceit, making it a powerful tool for those who seek to manipulate and betray. The story of Jonathan and Elizabeth challenges us to confront the uncomfortable truth about the ease with which deception can infiltrate our lives when cloaked in the guise of progress and innovation. It serves as a poignant reminder of the need for vigilance and integrity in navigating both personal relationships and technological advancements. As viewers reflect on the Lawsons' tale, they are invited to consider their relationships and interactions with technology, questioning the balance between openness and skepticism in a world where the shadows of deception can so easily creep into the light. In conclusion, the story of Elizabeth Lawson's life and untimely death unfolds as a haunting yet powerful narrative, filled with twists and revelations that compel us to reflect on the complexities of trust and deception. Through the tragic events that transpired within the Quiet Suburb, we've seen how Elizabeth's sharp intellect and unwavering pursuit of truth dismantled the façade carefully constructed by Jonathan Lawson. Her bravery in confronting the darkness that lurked within her own home not only shed light on a sinister internet business, but also served as a catalyst for change within a community and beyond. Elizabeth's legacy stands as a beacon of truth and justice, a testament to the courage required to seek out truth despite the personal cost. Her story challenges us to scrutinize the world around us more carefully, to remain vigilant against the hidden dangers that may lurk in plain sight. In this digital age, where the lines between reality and illusion are often blurred, it reminds us of the importance of questioning the narratives we are presented. As we ponder Elizabeth's legacy, let us not only honor her bravery, but also take a lesson in the necessity of safeguarding our own lives against deceit. As we close this chapter, it is essential to remain mindful of the shadows that can so easily creep into our lives, veiled by the promise of progress and technological advancement. Encourage others around you to do the same, to reach out, connect, and foster an environment where integrity prevails over deception. Thank you for joining us on this journey. If you found value in this story, consider subscribing to our channel for more insights into the hidden layers of human nature. Like this video and hit the notification bell so you won't miss the next mystery that awaits exploration. Let us continue to uncover the truths that lie beneath the surface, one story at a time.